Alright, here we have a Martin that just came in basically for a string change and just a general tune-up, just evaluation, see how things are looking. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And here you like to see this, got a humidifier in it. Just check the string gauge that are on here now. They're lights, and I put some lights on, the Elixir lights, phosphor bronze. And just looking at it, let's see, we'll check the relief here. Very low relief. It's got about, it's almost straight. It's got about 2/1000ths relief. Let's see, the action at the 12th fret is pretty good. It's about, wow, it's about 4.5 64ths on the bass E. It's got pretty low action. And about 4/64ths on the treble. So it's set up quite low for a dread. But there's no buzzing. It's in DAG-GAD actually right now. And I'm just going to check the height at the nut here of all the strings using this gauge. Things set up pretty good. That's low too. That's about 17 on the bass E. About 15. 15. Actually, this thing's set up the way I like my guitars. 15. Yeah, they're all about. It starts at 17, 15, hits about 14, and maybe I think I get about 13, 14 on the E, so that's fine. Alright, looking over, it's got a minor issue. It's got some pretty good divots on the lower frets here. So it could use a fret dress. Frets up here are fine, but these down here are definitely getting pretty pitted. So I'll see if he wants a fret dress. Okay, it's a yes to the fret dress, so got to get the neck straight. Got it straighted zero relief. When I first checked it after taking the strings off, it was at about a 10,000 back bow. And this is a quickie fret dress. I'm not going to take the nut off. I will tape the board, and I'll put a little tape off over the nut. And as I say, we only have to do these lower frets here. Alright, the board's taped off. I'm just going to put some blue magic marker on the top of the frets. And I got the sanding beam. We're going to use very fine grit here. I got 240 grit, and I don't want to give this a compound radius, so I'm just going to stay parallel with the fretboard here. I'll show you what's going on. Alright, just double check, make sure we've still got a straight board, board's flat. But anyway, you put the blue on here so you can see what's going on. And see, here's the first fret. We're already starting to hit down here, but you can see where those marks are. Just starting to hit a little bit of the second, and nothing much else is getting hit yet. Okay, I'm going to stop there. There's still a little bit of a mark on the second fret here. That one was really deep. I'm thinking that'll come out. I want to get that down with the crowning file. Get a little closer. I don't want to do too much more because it is taking off quite a bit of this fret. I think this is the last fret dress this guitar is going to be able to have, because the frets will be getting a little too low to do any more. Now, we really haven't hit these very much, a little bit. We want to make sure there's fall away in here, so I'm going to go grab a little bit of paper to wrap around the sanding beam and just make sure we've got fall away. Basically, I just wrap some craft paper around the beam to get the one end higher. And what that does is then I'll put an angle on these lower frets here, so you get what's called the fall away. These frets will definitely be lower than the rest of the guitar, and that prevents fret buzzing. Alright, now we got to re-blue the top of the frets, because the next step is to re-crown the frets. Put a crown back on top of them. And first I use the 150 grit crowning file. You want to go till there's just a little bit of a blue line left. Now the second fret I'm going to go a little bit more because that had that pot mark down here. Just a little, just to... That guy, it's just barely a mark left, so I think that's about as good as I'm going to get here. Okay, one more time with the marker before we hit them with the 300 grit file. Here's my 300 grit crowning file, and what I do to make these things last longer, because these are pretty nice diamond files, put a little bit of Pro Cut lubricant on there. It just helps them cut and last longer. Kind of run it down along the middle. So they're all crowned. We got them down to the 300 grit file, and the way I finish these off now is with some micro mesh. I go right through the grits. I start at 1500 and go right up to 2000. And there's a little sponge that comes with the kit, and I put a rounded nose on it. And basically all I do is just go back and forth on them and just polish them up, and you can see where that blue line will come off as you hit it. But the grit's fine enough that you're really not going to cause a problem with, you know, putting the frets at a level. At this point, all you're doing is just starting to bring up the polish on them. So I'll go until I see that blue line on top. Once that disappears, then I'm done with the 1500, and I work my way up through the grits. Okay, I'm at the 8000 grit now, and I just did it with the 8000, but now I also kind of do a shoe polish thing with the 8000. All we got left is the 8000 and the 12,000. So I do that with both the 8000 and the 12,000. Kind of hit each fret. And then up over the fingerboard, obviously you got to just do it by hand. Okay, and I'll do the last one of the 12,000. Alright, the last step when you get in the deluxe fret dressing, and I'll actually hand polish them with fine polishing compound here. Just rub out each fret. And even though we brought them up to 12,000 micro mesh, just hand rubbing them out really makes them shine. Well, there's the frets. Came out really good. I'm gonna clean up the polishing compound. I took the tape off. There's a little bit polishing compound like it gets down there. I just used a little toothbrush. And actually this fretboard looks like it could be cleaned anyway, so I'm going to use a little naphtha on it too. Alright, now I'm just going to finish cleaning and conditioning the board. Get some Dunlop 65. last step is I hit it with a little bit of refined linseed oil. And get it open. Well, I got it out. I might as well do the bridge. Basically, you just rub it on and rub it right off. Don't let it sit. I'm just going to polish up the guitar too here. Get some Martin spray polish. Alright, well that's better. Looks good. Time to get it strung back up here. Okay, strung up. I got it tuned. Somewhat. Now we got to check the relief. Okay, it's about 9,000, so I'm going to tighten the truss rod a little bit. I think what we'll do is get this down to about 5 thousandths. Alright, I got it to 5 thousandths on the relief. Playing good. I like these elixirs, they're good strings. That's it. It's in good shape.